Why men have given up on women. Let's face it, the red pill community was not built overnight. As both a woman and a psychotherapist, my journey has been humbling to say the least. The number one reason that men have given up on women and on love is solely because the gap between men and women is getting larger and larger. With women, there's the movement of, I don't need no man. And then with men, you have that movement of when women are a liability.
It's just not worth it anymore. We're done with all the drama. We don't need that in our lives anymore.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, going out and discovering the world?
The attitude and behavior of many modern women today just aren't what they used to be.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
True. That's true. A lot of women expect men to seek validation through them. But when a man learns to be at peace on his own, everything changes. His independence shows real confidence and self-respect, and that instantly makes him more valuable. Now, instead of men chasing them, women find themselves trying harder for his attention, even questioning their own worth.
It's the rude awakening that men have needed for thousands of years.
I have 4 big things to say about this, but first of all, I'm not quite sure where this belief came from that if more women divorce their husbands, that these men are just going to believe that it was all their fault and they're going to grow and get better. No, there's never just fault on one side, and men know that. Second of all, most men that go through divorce end up losing a lot in the form of lost time with their children and financially through spousal support and child support. So many men just feel victimized by the court system. Thirdly, a lot of these men that get put through the ringer, they eventually build themselves back and they realize that they're a lot happier being single. It's actually a lot more peaceful for them. And fourthly and lastly, a lot of men never want to get married again, or in the first place, because they hear women like this talking about divorce as if it's some sort of punishment for her not being happy, as if his needs and the family's needs have nothing to do with it. And men are smarter than—
Men aren't just imagining being treated unfairly in court, they're actually living it. The system takes away their money, their time, and even their dignity, turning them into nothing more than walking ATMs. The truth hits hard and fast, it's just not worth it anymore. She was never really his to begin with, it was only his turn, until she decided to cash out.
If you look at the stats on who's happiest, the happiest people are single women and married men. They're the 2 happiest groups of people always.
Single women
and married men
are the happiest.
But the happiest groups of people, like not married women. Married women end up doing all the jobs and, married women aren't happier than single women. Single women are happier than married women. And married men are really happy because they get everything done for them, basically.
There's no real research to support what she's saying. But what we do know is that single women past a certain age are the most medicated group, and that alone speaks volumes. Here's the crazy part. When a wife is unhappy, it affects the whole marriage. If she's miserable, her husband ends up miserable too, because she won't let him have any peace.
Would you rather be married and miserable or single and lonely?
Single and lonely, as long as I have my money. If you not my thought process, I cannot have you around me because you're going to fuck up my life.
Can you be lonely and not miserable?
You can be lonely and have a blast. 9 times out of 10, when somebody tells you they're lonely, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy?
No.
I disagree.
Are they happy?
I've been lonely and happy. You can be lonely and happy. You cannot be miserable and happy. It doesn't make sense.
When I'm feeling lonely, it's easier for me to be feel loved if I go around people I love. When I'm miserable, I could be around y'all and I'm still miserable.
Keep in mind podcast. Shit, you better keep it in mind.
Choosing to be alone is actually the smarter move compared to living in misery. Because misery spreads, it drains every part of your life, even when you're surrounded by people. But loneliness? That can be managed. You can fill it with hobbies, purpose, and personal growth. You can find peace and happiness on your own, but you can't fix a toxic relationship that's slowly breaking you. Freedom, even if it comes with solitude, still gives you hope and possibilities. Staying trapped in misery only leads to a slow, painful decline. It's always better to be free and a little lonely than stuck and completely broken.
Here is why intelligent men stay single. At work, being logical is rewarded, but that doesn't work with dating. Women want to feel emotions. This means flirting, telling stories, and making her laugh. Only when you stir her emotions can her attraction for you grow.
Have you noticed it's always about what she wants? It's her needs, her emotions, her happiness, but never about him. A man's needs usually get ignored, brushed aside, or treated like they don't matter. The truth is, a lot of women who chase feelings aren't really in relationships for the man, they're in it for themselves. Remember, she's not looking for your emotions, only hers.
Do you think men are happier when they are single or in a relationship? This question comes up because I got into a bit of an argument on Facebook this week because someone had posted a very long and detailed post alluding to just that fact, that men, when they are free to pursue their own goals, see who they want, hang out with friends, and do all the things that they want to do, are actually happier than when they're in a relationship. And I agreed, because the reality is that men typically give up their goals and hopes in lieu of whatever she wants them to do. Of course, this led to a lot of arguments and a lot of hate from the women at me, which I am very much used to, which is fine. What I want to know.
Sure, single men might live in a house that's a little messier, but the peace that comes with it is priceless. It's better to deal with a bit of clutter than to feel drained, disrespected, or taken advantage of. These days, many relationships bring more stress than support, and that's why being single often feels far more peaceful, and a lot more rewarding, than being stuck in something toxic.
You get enough lonely single men in their young ages of like 20 to 30, right, with no family, no kids, nothing to die for, to stand for. You're going to have public tragedies keep happening. Soon they'll start targeting higher ups in government because, once the greed sets in from those at the top and they take more and more and more and you're left with nothing, then you'll really see the, quote, revolt everybody talks about.
He's absolutely right. We've got an entire generation of young men who've lost their sense of purpose, family, and hope. And that's a ticking time bomb. Society keeps draining them while the elites pile up more wealth, then act surprised when anger builds. But you can't ignore people forever. Push them down long enough, and that quiet despair eventually turns into chaos.
I can't see one single positive argument for staying single today. We're having a cigar the other day with this guy when we did the live podcast. He's 35 years old, makes millions, but he doesn't want to get married. He says, it's too risky getting married today. I said, it's too risky getting married today. I said, man, it's too risky staying single today. Like, what do you think life is all about? Pulling up to a restaurant in a Rolls Royce? For what? Who cares? Those people that say, what a nice car, don't give a shit about you. Everything about life is investing in things that outlive you. Man wants to live forever, but we're not going to. The only way you're going to get a glimpse of living forever is by what you build. You have kids, you raise them properly, they continue your last name, you write a book, make music, you make movies, you make something that outlives you.
True. All of this is true. Well said.
Women played a big part in creating this change by turning relationships into a high-risk game. Divorce laws, social media validation, and constant attacks on masculinity have pushed a lot of men away. After watching others lose their kids, their money, and their peace of mind, men started choosing a different path. Now, they focus on building legacy through their work, their wealth, and their freedom, not through marriage. And honestly, you can't blame them for adapting. More and more single men are simply going their own way.
4 reasons why being a single man in your 30s is awesome. Number 1, you're actually attractive to women, okay? A lot of guys spend time in their 20s not feeling attracted to women at all, but if you work on yourself in your 30s, you're gonna be a lot more attractive to them. Number 2, you're less desperate for sex. The good thing about being in your 30s is you're not a complete horn dog all the time. It actually helps. 3, you have money to finally do what you want and you're not sweating over the check when the bill comes. 4, you have less pressure to settle down and have kids. This is one of the benefits of being a guy as opposed to women who experience a lot of pressure during this time.
Your 30s can actually be better than your 20s. By then, you've learned important lessons, you understand yourself more, and you carry a new kind of confidence. Financial stress doesn't come from age, it comes from the choices you make. And when it comes to marriage or kids, that pressure isn't just on women, men feel it too. The real difference is that, by your 30s, you start to realize whose expectations actually matter, society's or your own.
You know why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight. This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion?
He didn't say anything wrong. He spoke the truth, even about our flaws as men. Well said, brother. Thanks for tuning in to Manhood. If you'd like access to exclusive content and want to support the channel, go ahead and hit that join button. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it connected with you. Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments. We read every single one. See you all in the next one.
I don't think men like women anymore. You see, I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids, I do everything right, and yet I'm still single. I just don't get it.
He hates you, they hate us. Men do not like us.
Most men would see this and immediately dismiss it as hyperbole. But what they should do instead is look at why it is true for women that they feel like men hate us. This statement is emotionally true for many women. We feel like men hate us. And what that actually means is a whole bunch of things. It means that many men do actually hate us. It means that we feel that the patriarchy has set women up to fail. We feel that the patriarchy is against us. And we know that a lot of the time men don't love us. They love what we do for.
The idea that men get real respect or admiration from women these days feels more like a fantasy. A lot of women see men as tools, something to use for money, status, or emotional support. It's like we're just here to serve their ups and downs, while our needs don't matter at all. And please, spare me the talk about patriarchy. Honestly, what rights do men have today that women don't already share?
But there's something to be said about age and experience, life experience. A lot happens in your 20s, and things level out.
Getting ran through in baggage and trauma.
There's people with
men don't want that.
Don't
men don't want that in a partner.
Then why aren't they wifing us early? Why are they running around town? Like, you know, if they don't want us ran through in baggage and trauma, why are they like they're waiting till like how are so at 20 I should be looking for 40-years that are ready to settle? Like I don't know how to
necessarily.
I don't know how you. It sounds like just a losing battle all around. If you look at it, it's like all the responsibilities.
But
like,
it depends on if you're a wife. All wives are found always. If you're 20 years old and you're a wife, you're going to be found. Period. In the story.
He called her out in the most polite way possible, and instead of taking accountability, she flipped it and blamed men for not marrying her when she was younger. The logic makes no sense. They complain about men not wanting to wife them up, but then turn around and look down on hard-working guys, calling them Applebee's money right after he paid the bill. That's not standards, that's pure entitlement wrapped in excuses.
For 40 years, women have told men to leave them alone. Don't approach me, you creep, they would all say. And it turns out if you keep telling men to stay away from you, they will. Modern women are going on TikTok to whine about men not approaching them. Back in the day, it was simple. A guy saw a pretty woman, walked up to her and said hi. Of course, women called that predatory and patriarchy, and now everything's messed up. Men not approaching women anymore.
4 years, women told men to stop chasing, stop approaching, and stop bothering them. Well, men listened, and now they've stopped begging for attention or validation. These days, guys are focused on building their own lives, stacking money, finding peace, and enjoying their hobbies. The desperation is gone, the chase is fading, and the freedom feels way better than playing those validation games. Modern men are finally content, and honestly, many wouldn't have it any other way.
Men are providers, so go do that job. Go learn a trade. Go do something.
Well, you said that that's all they're good for.
Yeah.
And what are you good for?
A lot of things.
Like?
I'm funny. I'm smart.
You haven't demonstrated that yet.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. I'm a musician. I dance.
You dance?
The list goes on and on.
What a great quality. You can dance. What do you bring to the table, though?
What do I bring to the table?
Yeah.
I'm smart. I'm funny. I'm attractive. I have talents.
I don't know if men are so useless that their only job is to be providing for you. It sounds like you're just a typified eater. Like, I don't know what you're really bringing to the table. You're just kind of consuming resources, right?
I mean, if you want to hear the answer that I could be domesticated and I can cook and clean and do all that, I can.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is what value are you bringing to society?
By being me.
By being you. I'm enough.
I am enough.
Okay.
So basically, she just called me arrogant, useless, entitled, and boring, all in one go. And the best part? The only thing she's bringing to the table are bills.
As a woman in her 30s who's been in New York for 10 years, it's really hard to watch toxic men continuously date younger and younger. Why do they do that?
What about love is love? What about why do you care? What about all those things? I think they're stupid concepts, but she's the exact type of person who would say that shit. It all goes out the window when they don't agree. Yes, you're 30 and you're single and you're angry that the men your age are looking past you and are looking to date younger women. I'm sorry, but this is the world we live in.
Men dating younger women isn't toxic, it's practical. Younger women usually come with less baggage, less entitlement, and far less bitterness. Meanwhile, a lot of women in their 30s show up carrying resentment, unrealistic expectations, and pressure from the ticking biological clock. Men don't owe anyone a rescue from bad decisions, they're just choosing what brings peace and fits their future. At the end of the day, dating works like a marketplace. Reality sets the rules, not emotions. Men are simply learning to choose smarter.
The most frustrating thing about men is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge when they are being flirted with. We'll go, "You're so handsome," and they just go... They look so confused to the point where you're like, they obviously want nothing to do with me. That's okay. Won't do that again. And later you find out they liked you the whole time. So, what?
Men today are done trying to decode mixed signals or play guessing games. If you're interested, just say it straight. Don't expect him to read between the lines. Modern men value clarity over confusion, and they're not wasting time chasing breadcrumbs anymore. Either come with honesty, or watch him walk away without a second thought. At the end of the day, simplicity and truth always win over games.
We told men to step back, sit down, and be quiet. And now we wonder where all the good men went. Newsflash, they did exactly what a whole lot of women and angry feminists asked them to do. We confused toxic masculinity with masculinity itself. And now good men are standing down, afraid to lead, simply because they prefer to keep their peace.
Women can't really be upset about this outcome, it's the reality they asked for. After years of telling men to sit down, be quiet, and do better, this is what happened. men pulled away. When masculinity gets demonized, men get mocked, and their efforts go unappreciated, they eventually stop showing up. That's not a tragedy, that's a consequence. The situation women face today isn't unfair. It's simply the result of the choices and narratives they created themselves.
Like, would you date an average guy?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Let's
for
say
sure.
he's got an averagely nice personality and he's pleasant.
Okay, if you're all average all across the board, probably not. No. You need something to stand out. If you're going to be
Why?
average and low. Why? Because who wants to date,
Aren't you average?
I guess everybody's average, but when you're trying to present yourself to somebody.
You know what? You've actually just made the case for female hypergamy. You're, in my estimation, you strike me as a fairly average woman. I'm not saying that to be insulting, yet you need a guy to set himself apart, to be more than just average.
I don't. I just.
You just said it.
The reason men are walking away is pretty simple. Modern women have turned relationships into a mess of entitlement, drama, and disrespect. They've burned the bridge all on their own. So, gentlemen, you might as well start investing in cat food stocks, because the future's looking pretty clear. A lot of these women are heading straight toward loneliness, bitterness, and regret.
These are two things that men want that women do not understand. One is that they want reciprocation. And it's not that hard, ladies. Text him first sometimes. Ask him how his day went. Ask him what went wrong. Love him with as few conditions as possible. And just be patient with him. The fact is that most men have experienced relationship after relationship with unbalanced efforts. It's been primarily him putting forth efforts without reciprocation. And then he's been burned and he's not doing that again. 2, he wants you to understand that he will never be perfect. At some point, he will be inconsistent. Sometimes he will be impatient. Sometimes it will be hard for him to handle your mood swings. He just needs to be able to have a bad day or even just a bad moment without it blowing up everything. Because he wants you to be steady in your love for him and to realize that that bad moment, that bad day does not redefine him. That it's actually everything else that he's done right that should define him.
It's almost an alien concept for modern women, and the fact that it even needs to be said shows just how deep the entitlement goes. Men deserve love and respect too, but they rarely get it. Instead, their efforts are brushed aside while women keep demanding more. The imbalance couldn't be more obvious, and men are finally done playing that game.
Men don't need women, women need men. Men could survive without women. If all the women disappeared tomorrow, men would be fine outside of reproduction. Women need men. If tomorrow they made artificial wombs, what would they need a woman for? Who's a better companion, men or women? So men built the world. All the hard jobs are done by men. If men disappeared tomorrow, society would collapse. Men built the world that we complain about.
Arguably, one of the driving forces for men doing what they do is women.
Is women.
I think men built this world for women.
What I'm saying is men could survive without
we
women.
could.
Because men can be alone, women can't. Women are social beings. We need attention. And men don't. You don't see women going out to the woods and just roughing it. That's a man thing. Who's camping and fishing? It's not us.
Facts. Peace and quiet will always win over chaos. No nagging, no games, no emotional drama, just freedom to live life on your own terms. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely, it means being clear. That calm, that control, that sense of peace, nothing compares. Men are choosing that life, and they're not looking back. Thanks for tuning in to Manhood. If you want access to exclusive content and want to support the channel, hit that join button. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this one hit home. Drop your thoughts in the comments, we read every single one. See you in the next one.